Oh, hello. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to my stream. I am PaladinAshe here to stream for you again. And today we're going to get back into it with Satisfactory. I keep kind of pushing off the Thaumaturge, but it's kind of like a weird thing where it's like, I want to play it, but at the same time, I know for a fact that because it's going to be a tactical RPG, it might not be super duper conducive to, the playing experience. But, we'll sort that out in due time. But today we're getting back into it with Satisfactory because honestly, the vibe is there. It was funny. So, where are you? When I finally hit affiliate the other day, I said to my buddy Millie, I said, it's a good thing my brand isn't associated forever after with Dustborn. And she's all like, I'm going to skewer you. And then I started spelling out the word Dustborn and reacts to it on that post. And she got like upset. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll stop. And then she's like, LOL, idiot. And I'm like, so you've chosen death. Yeah. Where am I? This is indeed my I can't look at that with the Twitch side of things on my screen. I have to do it with OBS. The reason why is because OBS is immediately reactive while Twitch is reactive to within about like a second or a half second. So there's such an obvious lag that it is so distracting to see in the side of my vision. What is this? I'm just gonna break it down. Okay, so got that. But I heard something bump around behind me. But it's neither windy nor rainy today. For a fucking change. Speaking of which, I really wouldn't mind if what am I trying to build again? Oh right, jetpacks. That's what I was set up for. But while I wait for that, I'm gonna go. Do I have coal power? How about oil refineries? Okay, so that's right. I don't have oil power yet. That should be my next thing. Oh, the running blades. I don't even have these in my my side file yet. Fluid packaging, petroleum power. Fuck. I need this shit first. I'll still need plastic. I already have that. Yeah, okay. I need this shit first. But I can get this shit sooner. In about 3-4 minutes, so. Do I have any aerosol containers? Because I've got the tech for it. Meat and nuts. Mushrooms, berries, and nuts. Mycelium and berries. Mycelium, mushrooms, and meats. These are absolutely essential to surviving. I might convert the area where I'm getting all my sulfur from into a... I'll see if I can't. Into something... The problem with playing with like a side mission, like a side thing, is that I don't really remember all what I've gotten from where. While I wait for shit to percolate over here, I may as well go a Viking. Oh, I'm so loving it. Let's see. Right, those are normals. I don't fucking care. Go away! Where are you? Oh, it's just regular leaves. I'm so used to, like, crafting survival sims where, like, every new thing should be a thing. To the point that, like, half the time when it isn't a thing, it feels like a fake out. You know what I mean, right? Where it's like, you run into, like, a new kind of berry, and then if it turns out to be, like, something irrelevant, you're just like, what is this lie to my face? Oh, I love this. Right, cave. A Mercer orb would be nice, especially because I need to start building them up. You need them both for the research and for making the special, like, bits for the special container things for storing shit. Ooh.
Our instruments echo in the deep. Do they not pluck the shallow threads?
Can you hear me?
Crescendo, the effigy found on the key. Sing more.
I was not created for artistic purposes. I am incapable of singing.
You sing.
Noted.
Okay. Now where's the cave entrance? There could be one off to the side. It's the one that requires me to go, like, in through a special hole that I explode. No, that ain't it. That ain't it either. If it is. But here. No, that ain't it either. Um. Oh, I need concrete, baby. What do you mean invalid location? Okay. Flug. Oh, I've got the breathing masks on this save. I can get whatever's over there. Shit. Now, this shit can be gotten rid of. It just requires bombs. And I do not have bombs yet. I'm, of course, back where I was before. Is it normal? Oh, yeah, it's a normal. So I can work with that. I should really... I've always kind of funneled everything towards, the grasslands area for simplicity, but there's so much excess space in this region. I don't know why I've never made adequate use of it. Then again, in my other file, I was working towards making use of certain, stuff. Shit. Did I already get the thing up here, whatever it is? I don't hear any fucking chimes, so. Or... Shit. Ow. Oh. Yeah, it was a good thing I took that, like, yesterday off. Kind of needed... It was a mixture of things. Wasn't feeling particularly great. And then, like, towards the afternoon when I was feeling better, I had, like, a thing that I'd forgotten that... Like, not so much forgotten. I'd had to jump on it. Ended up not being, like, really meaningful. It was supposed to be, like, getting my tires swapped for my winters. But, unfortunately, they didn't have them in shop. A little frustrating, but I also can't blame them. I was being a little bit hopeful, thinking that I could, like, schedule it so impromptu. But, like, they store them for me. I really should just store them myself. But I really don't like the idea of having to shuffle around, tires. And it's like a once every so often expense. But it does mean that, like, setting up getting them put on by the people, you know, not exactly, like, as impromptu as it could be. So I show up and the dude's like, I called you. And I'm like, I received no call. I'm like, whatever. You know, just reschedule it. I do my best not to be a fucking bitch about these things. I mean, it is so not a cost to just be chill about things. Especially when a dude's basically just saying they can't rewrite reality to make it work for you. I suppose I could have been a Karen about it and be like, I want a discount. But, like, honestly, that's likely to get you fucking, like, marked up for money. So that's your utilitarian reason not to be a prick. But, like, also just, I'm not that obsessive about saving money. Ow. Holy shit. I mean, I should have expected there'd be like a million spiders in there. Don't need these plates. I'm absolutely in a Go of Vikings, episode. The building shall resume as soon as I get back to base. Now those things, I've never quite grasped exactly what they do. I can't really tell if they certainly aren't hostile. They're not bouncy like the beans. They're certainly not a sky whale. But I've never quite grasped beyond that what they do. Let us climb, let us climb. Running blades are so good. They're so choice. Summer sluts.
Your mimic tapestry grows in the shallows and the clouds, but not through the windows. What is your root?
I have no roots, nor do I operate on Windows. But perhaps you mean something akin to the human saying, "My point of origin is Earth. I was created by specific individuals of the human race."
Incompatible music.
Did I say something wrong, or did you not understand?
You cannot be shallow deep. The ripples you cast into the void have no skin.
It seems I may have said something paradoxical. Interesting.
So that's now overlooked here. I think there's no way to get further up. Can't see anything. Oh, that's all well and dandy, though. It's not that far of a fall if I can't make it, but I suspect I can't. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I can't reach that. But maybe I can reach something more. Shit. Ow. Oh, well. Ow. Now, how do I get up there? Now, that's the question. Oh, pure crystal. Man! This is probably so much... No, wait, no. I have to go up here-ish. Whereas this is this far. I'll leave that node for another time. Oh! Ah! I don't want to deal with those. Above me. It's right there. Attacking me.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
Bye. Damn. Sam up here. The Sam I found is a normal, while this is an impure. This is a pain in the ass to reach. Oh, that ain't good. What? Where'd it go? I hate these things. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. You know what? Got up here. I'm going to begin my running rails across reality sort of project. Oh, that bitch left behind like a fucking powder trail. Yes. Production. Good, good. Actually, no, not over there. Where is my... There is my... Actually, no. One sec. Where are they? Oh, there they are. There we go. I'm gonna put them... there. Now you gotta be careful with these things. It is a very real possibility that you get launched off. Ow. Where are the spare resources? How bizarre. Huh. Whatever. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so that's acquired. Yeah, I was down in that ravine and had no idea where I was. I believe... Oh, that's just perfect. Ah! Yeah, that's perfect. And... Don't be a killing fall, don't be a killing fall. Oh! Okay, that's visible. Because I need concrete. That's concrete, baby! Suck a dick. Now, how do I get into there? Getting this yellow over here is easy enough, but getting down to the ground, whatever. got this one, right? I do. Hey, Val. I mean, that's the running blades for you. They're such a need. Like, I could unlock jetpacks right now, but like... Yeah, I never played Jump Loop. Or whatever it was called. My sheer autism demands that it must be a continuation in the same series, or it's not the same thing. Fair. Then you probably mean Death of the Outsider, which I enjoyed. Though the most recent time I played it with like, because they made it so that you could play the game with like the powers of, you know, a mix of Corvo and Emily. So far, so good. I was gallivanting about. See if I can't get the jetpack unlocked real quick. I need yet more cable. I wondered why I had so much plates in my inventory and started throwing them out.
Milestone reached. Fix-It has granted you the power of flight, provided you have a jetpack and the appropriate fuels. The jetpack refuels automatically while you are standing on a surface, and different fuel types will affect the jetpack's functionality. With this increased versatility, you will no doubt achieve efficiency levels previously unheard of.
There we go. It's not perfect, but it is something. Let's see, quartz. Yeah, okay. I should start making quartz crystal. What's sulfur? Right. Sulfur and coal. And I should learn compacted coal because that's useful. I should not dawdle on phase 3 because hopefully at phase 4 is when you unlock drones. Drones are such a good improvement. Okay, where was I? Throw out this spare quartz. Go grab some coal from the coal mines. Let's turn that off for a bit. And that can produce at whatever rate it will for however long. Oh, not this. This thing over here. There we go. Figure why not? Eventually, I'm going to have to switch over to that and that. But they're not going to require this setup, so I may as well keep this running for a bit. Okay. Right, I came over here for coal. Yay, re-entry has been acquired. Oh, up there. Wondered why I was hearing a distant, very distant, kind of, kind of just like the protracted sound, a buzzing. Doop, 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 doop. I make no apologies for the onomatopoeias I use. Though I suppose that's not really an onomatopoeia, that's just me making a sound. An onomatopoeia would be the word version of that. Right. Slugs. Or is it sluts?
Research completed. Purple power slugs seem to be near the end of their life cycle.
Hey, Chanka.
Significant amount of potential energy.
Not a whole lot.
If
Just
a good thing fixes
putting
it,
stuff into the technology maker.
can now be processed into power shards.
I should make more of those and upgrade the resource grind. Yeah, I should make a lot more of those. Nothing is stopping me. Sulfur. Actual pain. Having to give up a hard drive for those, but
It is
still.
slightly smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade
Good.
can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
All I got to say is good. Whenever somebody's all like, oh no, it hurts Mother Nature. Good. Mother Nature is by far the worst mother in history. Creates life and then doesn't give a flying fuck about the impacts of her actions. I thought that literally said that I had one in my inventory and was like, oh wow. Presses button. Such an exploit it would be. But alas, 'twas not to be. Good.
Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available.
Okay. I should start running power all across creation. Let's start over here. How about right here? Okay, that's powered. Honestly, that feels a little bit untoward as somebody with like at least some knowledge of electrical transmission. I feel like transmitting electricity onto it with such a fucking tiny power pole is just like the wrong way around. Like, have fun with your wires basically bursting into flames. Bet that's not even properly... Shit! I love that. I'm trying not to make weird fucking noises, but Fucking positioning shit in games gets me to make those noises. Had a customer come into work, the moment we opened, and the old lady asked, "Do you serve breakfast?" I would like to remind you, I work at Chili's, so I said to her in the most polite way, "Ma'am, this is Chili's. We don't serve breakfast." Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good breakfast, especially like, like one that's like, fast and reasonably cheap. But I'm never in the delusion that every place has breakfast. Some places are explicitly a breakfast place, some places are explicitly not. And even the places that serve shit that isn't like their main bag, I generally don't order that shit off their menu anyways. Like, Denny's has like a massive menu dedicated to just like everything. And yeah, I'm over here like, okay, but you're Denny's. You serve the Grand Slam, and that's what you make. Don't try to like fool me into thinking that you serve anything else. I know your tricks. I said I haven't been to a Denny's in years. Not for like lack of interest. I do actually like their food. I don't have high standards. But there isn't any on the island. It's weird. The island is almost exclusively the purview of another restaurant known as it's either Ricky's or Smitty's. Both of which are pretty decent. Ricky's is Canadian, so you've probably never heard of it, but I think also Smitty's is also Canadian. So you've probably also never heard of it. Ooh, my consumption potential just jumped. Ooh, plastic. Okay, disconnect that wire. Ha! Chase me down all you like, bitch. I wonder if the makers of this game will like come out with like other maps, or have you. I want to say the makers of this game are the same ones who made Valheim and several other games that are very much in the vein of survival craft, etc. Coffee Stain Productions, I think their name is. Ow. They do good games. There's my power tower. Memory serves, the shit down here is... Oh. Not that bad, except for that bitch over there. Get back here. Fuck you. Where'd he fucking go? I hate you. Oh no. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna die. Fuck you. If you're wondering why did I know I was gonna die and what happened there, my healing items were not in my fucking hand because I don't have that unlocked yet. So now I gotta go and get myself my stuff back. On low resources, which is frustrating. Don't have any nuts there. Stupid game. And that's the precariousness of this particular way of locomotion. Yeah. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. No, don't. Just because I turned my camera to look doesn't mean slide off. Ow. Take off. Ow. Ow. God damn it. Equip the fucking weapon. Where is this fuck ass? I hate you. Ugh. I hate these things. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, that's right. Go fuck yourself. Oh, Christ.
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song. Organs and veins are grown, and bones are dug into our walls. The temple gift is being desecrated. Our notes are sour still. Harmony follows many star journeys.
Patterns are starting to emerge in vocabulary, sentence structure, topics. How fascinating to once again solve a true mystery, to be unable to create any accurate predictions.
That's a lot of them. Yeah. It's by the lake. There it is. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ow. Oh. Oh. I was so close to death. I hate those things. So very much. I'll take it. Right. Power. Surprisingly, this shit will come in handy later on because there's geothermal right there. And over there, thereabouts. Need to get over there real quick because that kind of power draw from my network is not good. $300 milliwatts. Just damn. Just jams it up like there. Just jams it up. That said, I've retrieved my shit. Licked my wounds a little bit. I should probably get back to base with my purloined goods. That said, I know that there's another... Maybe if I go out towards... I hate those things. I hate them so much. I'll be back for this place at some point. Shit. Well, hello there. I saw that. Oh, yeah. I should open up the... Yeah, one sec. I'm gonna set up... And no, not that. Well, actually, maybe that, but, you know, for later. Shut up. Okay, oh, that's porn. That's a thing that I want to buy at some point. Okay, the Arknights thing. Because somebody made like an OC, a big, thick, white, like, albino lizard dude out of like, I think one of the generics out of Arknights. And I was like, oh, okay, that's hot. Anyways, what was that? Satisfactory interactive map. Alright, this is on Chrome. You know who let you open it up? Okay, so I am... What's over there? I think I have that one. No, I don't have that one. That's that one. That one. Okay, yeah. Steel beams. Power, encased beams, steel beams. Okay. Oh, that's like 4 in this area. What do you need? Rubber. I don't got that. You mean within Arknights, right? Would be kind of hilarious if you were like, no, I goon too. I know, I've seen the artist that you're referring to. I mean, I know you goon too. You really like that Banyu, which based. Tell me, Warrior of Light, for whom do you goon? Real, actual quote from Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not at all funnin'. Those things are much less frustrating than literally every other large size mob. Now, where did the one that's over here go? Oh, it's over there. So I don't need to worry about it for now. Ow. Okay. Spiders. I hate spiders so very much. I'm gonna move over here and sort out what I need to toss out of my inventory. The plates. Those plates can go. Bombs. Those reinforced plates can go. Okay, the other one is... Okay, I picked up heavy modular frames. Okay, I can get those ones. And that is up on top of there. Up there. Ow. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm cheating, of course, but fuck you. If these things need to be bullshit, they can just die. Fucking die already! Ah! Idiot, you killed your friend. I love it when the game's all like, needs this, gives you it right outside of it. Oh yeah. I went to Viking and came back rich. Wasn't without cost, though. I did die that one time. I think that's straight north of me. It's not completely outside of... Probably up there. Let's see. Ah! The Mercer Orb, I'll take.
The effigy only sings when you compose.
I was not built to use organic components for communication. I am adjusting.
The effigies make a flow. You are not the current.
I am not sure what you mean. I do run on a current. I am a digital construct.
Hey, honey. It's okay. Don't mind if you're just lurking. Still love you. Mwah. It's weird. I've been noticing an immediate improvement in not necessarily average viewership, but the sign of people viewing me ever since hitting affiliate. Oh shit. I suppose not necessarily weird is the right term because, yeah, it's not exactly a shock that Twitch doesn't like their little guys. That said, I can't overly complain too much because, like, you know, I hit affiliate, whereas, like, there are some who've been streaming longer who did not. I've only been technically streaming a year. There it is. Oh, thank God. For a moment there, I was like, why is it offering me plastic? And it's like, it's not offering you plastic, Ashe. It is offering you the opportunity to use some of the plastic, which you have no use for currently, on this thing. Dare I to dream? Before you ask, if you're curious, I am using a map. Actually, let's display browser. Let's shrink this down. There we go. I am currently looking for this thing over here, which means I have to fuck off. Fuck off. Do not try to gas me. Ah, Radiation levels. Shit. Whew. Oh, you're just a regular bitch. Die. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I need to go here. No, that's not... Whatever. Southeast. Oh, coal. So I need to go over this way. Oh no. I don't want to be anywhere near that bitch.
Look through the window.
Starting to get into precarious waters. I'm not going down there with you. You can eat my ass. No, actually, literally, you will. I need to stay strapped or get clapped. The ancient maxim of America. The legendary nation. They say once upon a time they were but a small continent-spanning nation, but then they expanded to consume all. Go away. Okay, workshop. I need crafting bench. Damn it. I need iron plates, which I have no iron for. Whatever. So I'm back over here-ish. Yeah, I'm on that little heart. Is this safe? Safe enough that I can tussle with this bitch. Get the fuck back here. Okay. I'm gonna see about getting that last one over there. But if I run into big spiders, I'm going home. Whoa! Ooh. Bit of a cray-cray. Gonna snack on some berries. I'm getting these out of my inventory. So it's like an actual, like, named unit rather than just being like a generic, like, I know he's like a 2-star, But I've played games before where you're able to pull like completely generic units out of the gacha. They had no personality. They were basically like grunt units. I think House Samo does that. That's a gacha with like a very like, you know, gay guy focus. Even if, unfortunately, it's really not technically... No, you don't. No, you don't. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ow. I'm gonna get you. It's just a matter of time. Ah. Does Arknights have any ability to, like, upgrade, like, so, like, I know about duping, like, or not duping, dupes in, gacha, like, that's pretty standard stuff. And leveling up a character is pretty standard stuff, too. But is there any ability to kind of, like, upgrade a low-quality, character to be, you know, a higher quality? Fate allows that. That's actually the point and purpose of, what do you mean? Oh. That's basically the, like, genuine purpose of the, how many of you are there? Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's like the actual purpose of, say, like, grails that you acquire, because you will acquire many. Like, FGO is kind of hilarious for that, because, like, you acquire grails like fucking popcorn. Fuck you. Yeah, that's understandable. There we go. Nope. You're not getting me. Okay. I'm returning to base. I shall engage in automation again. Actually, before I do that. That's 30, 30 milliwatts. I don't need to, wait, no. Milliwatts? No, that's megawatts. I just realized I was, like, foolishly, misinterpreting the prefix. A milliwatt would be like an absolutely infinitesimally tiny amount of voltage, which still useful, but not supremely useful. Like, it won't power anything, but it can be used to read shit. Like, in like temperature readings, there's something known as a thermocouple. A thermocouple is literally just two unlike pieces of metal coiled at one point, and because of like a I guess, a fiat, a caveat, or a feature, or whatever the word would be, of like chemistry. When you change the temperature of that like coil of metal, it generates an actual circuit's worth of like milliwattage that is repeatable. And that's why a thermocouple works for reading temperature. Additionally, piezoelectric crystals are a type of crystal, generally, like, I want to say a quartz type, that generate a small amount of electricity whenever impacted. So they can be used for detection as well. Yeah, sorry, I was previously trained as an instrument mechanic. Readings and sensory equipment was like the main focus of that sort of stuff. Okay, so I've got a metric fuck ton of this stuff. Time to start slapping in hard drives. I don't have enough plastic for that. But I do have enough rubber to get to the next stage of belts. So why don't I fucking do that? Let's go see how many of the frames we got. Because I think I'm still making in excess of my need for producing versatile frameworks. That's what they're called. I was like, what's the word? Sounds like starts with a V. And for some reason my mind's all like visceral. And I'm like, that is not at all the word. Of a certain ornithological quality. Let's see. A pox on anybody who thinks that a stack of 50 is reasonable. Reminding me of something I saw where somebody was like, I curse you to have to deal with the rules of as written for encumbrance in D&D. Which I can't say I know exactly, but at the same time, having seen the 3rd edition rules as written, you're supposed to both be accounting for volume and weight. Which, keep in mind, literally nobody factors in volume. The reason being because you need a container for all of that.
Milestone reached. The transportation of resources can reach new heights of efficiency. With the Mark IV belts and lifts, the truck, but even more importantly, your effort. Handling a large and complicated vehicle like the truck should come easy to a well-trained pioneer such as you.
Oh, I've got the resources for this right now.
Over tractors concerning industrial purposes. Improvements for personal use were not measured.
Trains are so fucking useful. Also, they're just a little bit cool. Just a little bit. I'm not that autistic. Might end up taking next week off. And the reason being because as I've hit affiliate, I think now would be a good time to start like revamping my my Twitch side of things. Maybe sorting out some sort of fucking, I don't know, Twitch redeems. Which, as you have probably seen, I got none. What else? Fucking better art. I also need a fucking AFK screen. It just feels kind of lame to be like, okay, I'm just gonna go AFK now. Leaves the game just running normally. Oh, that's something I absolutely need to get to. Yeah, there it is. That's the thing I need to build towards as well. Okay. Which means I need plastic, which comes from oil processing. Would be nice if I had the plastic for this, but I do not. Allow me to skip a step. Land quicker. I want to shove some of this stuff into there. Having stuff that stacks only up to 50 is a pain in the ass. Also, I need to get this shit on track. Slots! see. Ow. Let's see. Pipes and reanimated Sam. Let's real quick, create a new tab. Satisfactory recipe tier list. My choices are polymer resin or plastic AI. Those are both neat, but not immediately useful to me. At the same time, let's go with this one. I could gotcha it, but not right now. Let's see. Oh, may as well learn that.
Research completed. High-speed connector recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
I have a new mycelium, so I can't do anything about that right now. Oh, but I do want to get into that real quick at some point. So, plastic is definitely something... You know what? It was a good thing that I chose that recipe. It was. You know, I thought I thought biofuel was a a limited supply, but goddamn. I should that's annoying to do. Okay, what are you? My cloth maker. What are you? Your bars. Your bars that I do not need. Okay, that's concrete. There we go. Coupons. Um. There we go. Right, this was made with the old Mark 1s. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. Feed into there. Let's see. Let's create a craft process setup. Which, for those who don't know, is a form of production line where the general benefit of it is that you can set up anything. Let's say pulp and paper. You can set up something where it's done in stages, and though it is largely continuous, you can stop it at any time. Beneficial for maintenance and whatnot because, well, if something goes wrong, it doesn't go wrong severely. Not convenient for a lot of fluid production things, though, like oil and gas. That is not craft process. That is continuous. Okay. You're going to be Hog. Hatcher. Stinger. Spitter. Yeah, as I said, I studied for a time as a instrument tech. This kind of shit was my bread and butter. I stressed too much for that course to, like, you know, let that shit fall out of my head. And the hilarious part was I was the one who was deemed the smart one. That's fine, Fal. I getcha. This is Hatcher. This is Stinger. And this is Spitter. Wait, no. So let's see. Some of this can become bio, things. If that's under, no, not nutrients, megafauna. Ah, yes. If I make 5 of those. Go get some. Hey, EA! Hope your day is going well, I should say. It's always going, but, one should always hope that it's going well. But even if it's not, let it be simply a reminder that the bad times will pass, and a new day will be had. I'm reminded of one of my I guess guilty pleasures because they're kind of dumb, shall we say? The choose your own adventure stuff out of 4chan's TG. There's this one dude who would always be like, "Oh, this option gives you infinite bliss. Also, here's the reasons why that wouldn't be a bad thing and lead to stagnation." We're talking the source of autism that will insist, okay, but you would eventually hate being alive if you were immortal. So it's okay, but you'd want to just have no reminder that bliss is a good thing. Yeah, okay, bliss is nice, but if you had it infinitely, it's just breathing. Don't get me wrong, I like drawing a good breath. Sometimes when you fucking done something stressful, that breath of my body is finally adjusted to relaxing again, is nice. Let's see, electrode circuit board. Petroleum coke. I can't make use of that yet, I don't think. Rubber concrete. This is the part where I look up the rubber concrete. Rubber concrete. Ooh. Actually, that's listed as an A. Which is probably a good thing because honestly, rubber, while not hard to make, it's one of those things you don't use a whole lot of. Electrode circuit board. That's a C tier. I will take the rubber concrete and punch another one in. Yeah, these are distinct from the Choose Your Own Adventure novels, which I know what you're referring to. When I was you'd think so. But it's basically not a super useful material. I want to say the main material for your conveyor belts is always the baseline material for making the framework and not the belt itself. But yeah, so when I was in school, we had things like the most prominent Choose Your Own Adventure novels were the horror ones by Goosebumps. That's what we called them. Basically follow the story, make a choice. Oh no, you got a bad end. These are also called, like, the things for that I'm referring to on TG, 4chan, are also called make your choices. They're not like a full story. They're more like an artistic representation of an idea and whatnot, and there will usually be like a point structure surrounding them. They're cheap wish fulfillment. But it's honestly kind of hilarious because like there's also you know, some like additional ones that are kind of like meta hacks to like existing ones. Some people don't get the idea of them, but like it is basically a matter of like pure autism. You like that rigidity of a choice. Thanks for that, Ada. Okay. I should make some of this. Sam Fluctuator. I've got to get more pipes and more of the contained SAM material. But yeah, like, one of the problems with, like, you know, that sort of thing, though, is, like, you do run into a wall of the autism that you expect on 4chan. Because, like, let's say the idea of having, like, clones that you can, like, order around. There will always be that one person's like, well, you couldn't really guarantee that they'd follow your orders, so, you know, you're really just creating more of your own issues. It's like, that's possible. But generally, cloning comes with some sort of, you know, cloning powers comes with some sort of secondary, like, ancillary background power. Or the issue with it is just not addressed. Like, I don't know, in Invincible, is Duplicate's ability, like, yo, also making somebody who's subordinate to her? Or is it all just different variants of her working towards the same goal? Yeah. In the case of Twice, like that's the thing about, like, My Hero Academy, is that I've always kind of seen it as sort of like a, so like, when it comes to writing, there's the concept of deconstruction, which is where you take an idea and then like be all like, here's why idea is bad. And then there's reconstruction. I believe it's a thing. Bo says that it's not. But the general gist is that you take the criticism of before, acknowledge it, and be like, I just think thing is neat though. So you proceed to like create a somewhat more middle of the road sort of story. In the case of My Hero Academy, I saw it as a reconstruction of, you know, superhero shit based off of the golden age of comic books. Golden and Silver, where like superpowers were really fucking weird. And there was no like edgy thing about them. And then you just feel like, okay, but what if your ability to phase through through like materials didn't come with the ability to be aware of where you're moving in those materials? Or what if your like ability to be invisible didn't necessarily come with not being invisible? You know, like, you know, in like both those cases, that's the thing. And like how your powers work is often sort of addressed like heavily. Like the chick who can create matter based off of her understanding of how that matter works, you know, has to have all that background knowledge. And also the matter, yeah. But like Lemillion proceeds to demonstrate how even while blind, he's still basically absurdly powerful. Because a feature of his ability is as soon as he kind of lets go of that phasing, he shoots out of the object in kind of whatever direction he's facing at an absurd speed. You know, but like another thing about the society is how it kind of addresses the fact that, you know, if superheroes became a thing, there would be regulations. Like, that's a major thing about, like Marvel comics is that until fucking recently, in terms of their comics, and I mean, Civil War was like in the 2000s, but relative to like the greater expanse of Marvel canon, relative to the greater expanse of Marvel canon, it is recent. And it's one of the reasons why I criticize Civil War. Like, in the movies, it happens without real pretense because superpowers aren't like becoming aggressively a thing. It's more like there have always been people with superpowers. And it's more like public knowledge of them is becoming more of a thing. But even then, that's not why the Civil War happens. It happens because of nonsense detailing with like the dissolution of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the reveal of like all the side information. In the case of the comics, it happens because a 2-bit villain dude, exploded not far from a fucking, not far from a like child's nursery, and people lost their shit. But like, this was not the first time somebody's powers went nova, or that people died, or that a villain did something. Like, you'd think people would have been like, let's do registration. And they were like, oh, we can't do that. That would be bad for us. And then like several times, like you demonstrate like how that would have been the better thing. Because it's weird on both sides. For the X-Men, they literally had the Sentinels coming after them well ahead of any registration was ever even a thing. Also, the X-Men kind of deserve all the hate that they get because, like, sincerely, yeah, it's also because there are too many cooks in the kitchen with comic books. Like, there's always like 1,000,001 fucking iterations of the same continuity or like tangential shit detailing with this or that character, and like 1,000,001 people handling things and at cross purposes and at cross continuities sometimes. It's one of the reasons why I don't really care for shipping in like comic books. Not because it's a bad thing, but because you're wasting your fucking time. Like, it doesn't matter if Spider-Man is necessarily good with like Felicia or MJ or Gwen Stacy, because they're never really going to let Spider-Man be happy. But then again, it doesn't matter if Dick Grayson is necessarily good with Barbara Gordon or Starfire, because they're never really going to stay together either because of the drama or because one originates in another comic. Like, Dick Grayson may be in the Teen Titans, but he and Starfire are still technically from different origins, and Dick Grayson still got to do his other thing and be his own character, and Like, they almost got married once, and then Raven showed up and like was evil again, kissed fucking Starfire, and fuck. I think that might be Tim Drake. I think that might have been Tim Drake. Then again, he was the baby out of the bunch, so like, okay, that's Damien these days, but like, I can kind of see the leeway that they were working with. It's dumb, but I see it. Let's see, coke steel or bolted iron plates. I'm so far beyond this at this point. The Batman of the future being Batman Beyond. Oh, okay, that's fair. can kind of understand why, because to say Batman Beyond doesn't necessarily translate. I have heard several times in the writer's strike that they need to give jobs to people. I'm like, the focus should be for creativity and the consumers. Yeah, that's kind of like the thing. Is like, I don't want to say nobody should be allowed to work on comics except like a small elite, but it really does necessarily feel like that. Because, like, let's be honest, there are some people who will just write the characters with, like, no concern for the pre-existing canon because the idea of pre-existing canon offends them. Okay, I need more of these. A lot more. Store. Let's take those pipes. Let's take that. Let's remember that the balls are on there. But it's like, it is kind of like asinine how certain people, the arts are a very incestuous field. Like, a very incestuous field. Like, nepotism and cronyism are fucking, like, the cornerstone of the arts. And no matter how much, like, you know, people who, like, defend them act like this isn't a problem, it is. You know, there are people out there whose art is fucking bad, who will just continue to get work because, well, they know a guy who knows a guy. They may even well be fucking that guy. Or they might be fucking that guy's sister. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, the really established comic book authors are also kind of up their own ass to, like, an absurd degree. I forgot to get sand material.
Tool belt expanded. No alien organisms were harmed during the creation of this tool belt.
I really need to... You know what? That needed screws, right? How many screws are still being consumed? Why is it taking so long to... Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. Yeah, the downside about, like, Ultimate, Spider-Man is that they finished the story recently. I want to say, like, it ended on a happy ending, too. But, it still ended. It was basically the adventure continues, Peter's living his life and actually being fucking happy. Meanwhile, as you said, baseline universe gets no fucking... Like, okay. In the comic books, I think it was like... The clone of Peter was basically standing in for him for a time and gave up superheroing in his stead while he was off planet for a thing because the dude experienced a severe injury and just kind of started to question, okay, seriously, Peter's life sucks. What's going on? Why would you want to be a superhero in this? Yeah, Ben Reilly. It got so bad that fucking the Green Goblin's public face approached him and was like, dude, you need to be a hero again. He's like, I got mine. And then he's approached by fucking Mary Jane, who, I need you to understand, by this point, has many times told him to fuck off. Has many times told him that she didn't want him around anymore because she was with Paul, because she had kids. You know, this bitch whom he butchered his, like, life and connections to people and made himself a public enemy #1 just to get back to save her and her stupid imaginary children and Paul. And then, like, she gets involved with Venom for no fucking reason. Yeah, that's another thing. Nobody knows what to do with her dumbass. Like, she genuinely serves no purpose in the greater continuity other than to do a whole lot while doing nothing at all. And, like, by this point, she's been a superhero with fucking luck-based abilities. She's bogarted the spider, like, you know, family name. And she's now basically attached to Venom. And I watched this video recently where somebody pointed out a major problem with her is that she has nothing outside of herself that isn't tied to Peter in some way, shape, or form. So, again, that's the whole thing. I guess? I don't know. Probably, maybe. Either way, she shows up on his doorstep, not knowing that it's Ben Reilly. And she starts talking about, like, you know, things in that sort of sense of, like, you know, I'm worried about, like, you know, I'm worried about what happened between us, blah, blah, blah. You're my ride or die friend. And then she's like, I really need you right now. And then reveals that, like, Venom's on her. And it's like, we really need you right now. And he just looks at her and he's like, wow. Fuck you. Because, like, she doesn't need him when he's, like, desperately trying to get back into her life. But the moment he starts, like, actually moving on with his life, making himself, even if it's Ben Reilly, like, the focus of things for just 5 fucking minutes. You know, instead of just being, like, a forever suffering, like, you know, individual. You know, the moment this happens, she shows up to, like, waste his time and his attention at, like, a difficult point in his life. It's like, my fucking God. Yeah, if you can't tell, I don't like Mary Jane. Like, it's not even just a I prefer Gwen Stacy sort of thing. I get that that's easily just a nostalgia thing for most people. And, like, for even the authors, shall we? Like, she's basically penned as the lost Lenore. Of course, she's going to be seen in, like, a perfect light. But the thing is, in general, it seems like she's just the better person. Hell, during the story of M-Day, she fucking, like, had, like, the perfect life with him. Even though it was, like, a pro-mutant era. You know, she genuinely had the perfect life with him. And then he gives it all up just to save the world, as he is wont to. And wakes up beside fucking Mary Jane, who's got this fucking disgusted look on his face. You know, like, she's got this disgusted look on her face, a sneer, because he was talking in his sleep. Like, his life was so much better in that variant of reality that, like, he basically demanded somebody rewrite his memories so he didn't remember it. it's like, it's one of those cases where you get to a point where you realize it's like, okay, responsibilities and important purpose and all that. Yeah, probably. Which just adds to the problem because she's just not a likable character at this point. She's only likable in variants of reality where, like, she doesn't treat Peter like jack shit. Alien technology. I can get that one. Because that one's actually really useful.
Production amplifier unlocked. Every single manufacturing and smelting building will be backwards compatible with this new technology. These buildings can now have a summer sloop embedded to increase resource output without requiring more input, at the cost of greatly increased power consumption.
It's something like twice to 6 times, but still. It's supremely useful if you're limited on, like, input.
Body contains tinier bodies until the line layers fold into curves, which folds into threads which weave the tapestry. A song of light and leaf and flower, a dance of matter clouds, and
I think they're trying to explain energy to matter conversion theory, but you do not need to understand it to do your job. I'll just mute them for you so you can continue your mission. I, however, will be taking notes. This is fascinating material.
Thanks for that, Ada. That was like a condescending way of saying, like, just go be a worker bee, but at the same time... Yeah. At the core of it, you basically can tell that some of these people just can't fucking write. It's like... I mentioned earlier, a major problem with Mary Jane is that there is nothing that discerns her from, like, literally anybody, else. Short of her, like, okay, she is a distinct character. But every comic that involves her is tied to Spider-Man in some way, shape, or form. And that's the thing a lot of people can't deal with when it comes to, like, any of the derivative characters. Like Miles Morales, it doesn't matter how much you give him. It doesn't matter if you give him the ability to generate, like, swords of lightning and stuff like that. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, he's just a black version of Peter Parker. You can give him the name, like, fucking Miles Morales Spider-Man. You can feel like he's got to take the title of Spider-Man. It's like, okay. But Spider-Man, in most people's awareness, is always going to date back to Peter Parker. Honestly, I feel like they just need to bite the bullet and accept that, like, calling him, like, Black Spider-Man would have been just the best way to go about it. Because he goes around in a black suit anyways. But people have, like, kicked their heels about that for years. Like, okay. Static, Static is, as a character, he was a character that got his own, like, cartoon series in the 2000s, called Static Shock. And the thing is, his original character was an ersatz off of the character Black Lightning. Because somebody wanted to write a, like, Black Lightning comic books, but, like, somebody else had, like, the copyright, and he was like, okay, fine. Then I'll just do it myself, and, made, like, a new character. who is historically beloved. Like his comic book or his cartoon series is fucking peak. But yeah, it's like, it's asinine. It's like, okay, I get it. You don't want to just make somebody have a moniker that's tied into their color. But let's be honest, that's what you're going to have them be anyways. Like, that variant of that what if story of like, you know, if Miles Morales was like Thor or something like that. What was it? By Odin's Fade and whatnot? That's what his writing's gonna be anyways. Like, you can say that it's not going to be, but if he isn't just a dude who's black, which people don't like for some reason, then he'll be, you know, extremely stereotypical. Okay, alien technology. Let's put this in because that's useful.
Manual depot uploader unlocked. Storage dimension and pocket dimension now connected both ways and stable. Parts can now be uploaded to the storage dimension directly from the inventory. Note: the storage dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and matter belonging to the Pioneer.
The window within the window within the shallows within the deep, curling around itself separately, echoes strangely.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, genuinely speaking, that is a thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Miles' character. He's an interesting dude. But that is genuinely more or less what happened. And the thing is, Ultimate Spider-Man was a fucking good series. Out of the Ultimate era of, like, the imprints, that was the only one that never went fucking weird. As far as I'm concerned. Like, Ultimate Spidey had a really good run, and his death, while genuinely tragic, was, like, genuinely well written. Like, okay, we're talking New York is like, flooded up to, like, its neck in water from, like, tsunamis caused by, like, seismic faults, caused by, you know, fucking Magneto fucking with the Earth's magnetosphere. And Spider-Man is literally plunging into, like, fast-moving waters, observed by, among other things, fucking, you know, J. Jonah Jameson, who, oddly enough, was less of a prick in Ultimate Imprint. It's wild. So, like, in like the more ongoing comics, they kind of vary between having like J. Jonah Jameson be like a decent sort in his own way and an asshole.
Pretty ripples? I certainly hope that wasn't meant to include me.
Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, like J. Jonah Jameson was like a prick in his own way, but at the same time was given more of a justification, shall we say, for why he didn't like Peter. And it was pettier, but at the same time, it wasn't a malicious petty. Like, to put it bluntly, his reason that he didn't like Peter was because his son was involved in a Apollo 13 incident that could have ended in his death and the death of several. And through his heroism, saved lots of people. But the headline was stolen by Spider-Man.
Desecrate our temple gifts. This shallow serenade is sour and salt.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened in the not Ultimate Imprint. That happened in like the baseline, you know, print of the comics. I never really got whether that was a consistent thing or because I want to say he did date Aunt May in like the baseline Earth 616, but like I'm not sure what they did beyond that. Dimensional depot stack increase. Okay, yeah. I think I'll upgrade translation. Yeah, like Ultimate Spider-Man genuinely tried to do a few things differently without being too completely different. Like, for instance, Aunt May is a little bit younger, not significantly younger. She's still, a silver fox or a silver dame as they go. So if you're into that, but she was still more like a working age, whereas like Aunt May in 616 is like very much past retirement. Like much more knitting sweaters by the door and struggling on a fixed income with like, a growing boy in the house who's getting into trouble. In the case of Ultimate Spider-Man, she actually worked a job and had a Spitfire personality. They both kind of do, but like hers is more apparent versus like 616. Ah, cool. So they had like an omnibus of like pretty much all of them. That's awesome. Yeah, like I went through like a comic books phase in like the middle 2000s and acquired all of the the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. And like I still remember how like at one point J. Jonah Jameson fires Peter, who is at this point only working as like a part-time worker because, well, he's in high school. And fucking like, she's like, oh, honey, it'll be all okay. Don't worry. Your Aunt May will deal with this. She calls him up and spits down his neck. Like, we're talking, shoots him out on the phone so hard that he sits there, like J. Jonah Jameson sits there on the phone with like a shell-shocked expression. And he's like, can you give that boy his job back and maybe a raise? And she did that to him twice. And J. Jonah Jameson respected the shit out of her for that. And fucking when Peter Parker passed, I want to say he was heavily involved in arranging the public funeral. Because like he had like a major coming to Jesus moment with like with Spider-Man. Let's see, what was I over here for? Right, I needed more sand material. I need to sort this shit out. Ugh. Yeah. It's weird how it's like, even though Peter died, it's demonstrated that he still, in his own weird sort of way, got a better, like, ending than, like, 616 Spider-Man gets at any time. Like, he might have been bumped off to, like, make way for Miles Morales, but he's still demonstrated as being, like, in a place where he's happy. And that's like the only, like, shall we say, positive sort of thing that came out of fucking Ultimatum, because, like, I couldn't acquire Ultimatum's issues. They didn't show up in the fucking comic book shop near to me, and I couldn't find them in torrents. So I never read it. But, like, I remember looking at, like, the after effect, and it sounded like they killed off a bunch of characters just off screen in most cases. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know that eventually the Ultimate Imprint was, like, eaten by Galactus or something like that. And somehow Miles wound up on 616 in a variant of reality, a variant of reality where he apparently died horribly. I don't know what, like, the actual backstory is there, or if they even ever have elaborated, because I remember somebody, like, pulled up the file on that and was like, oh shit, what happened? And was like horrified by what they saw. Okay. Translation speed.
Dimensional upload speed increased. All of the kinetic and thermal energy released during matter conversion has now been repurposed to aid with dimensional shifting, allowing several parts to pass through, for free.
The window is beautiful. Have you tried making a door?
I assure you that would be a most unhealthy action for the Pioneer to take.
In the case of, like, that, I think it was because, like, Ultimate Reed Richards went crazy or something like that. Because Reed Richards is useless unless he's a villain. Oh. We are coming up on time. I'm probably going to shove the rest of these hard drives into the MAM in between streams, because I don't know, it seems kind of like a waste of stream time to just dither around a MAM waiting for it to punch out the recipe. But we'll see. But before I do anything, I'm going to set up a raid to, let's go with Bay M14. Raid Bay M14. Because I'm also going to go and get myself some food. So, again, thank you for tuning in for this stream. Saturday's stream is not going to happen. Just so that me and Bo and the guys can vibe off of stream. I will be streaming Sunday, but beyond that, I'm not really sure what's going to happen for the coming week. I may take the week off to sort out some additional, like, beefing up of stuff on my channel. But either way, that's like the plans going ahead. I thank you for tuning in. I have been PaladinAshe, and I am signing off. Enjoy Bay M14.